I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash. Forgive me the spirit to do this video. This lesson is going into the 400-year prophecy, okay? Because you have a lot of Israelites that do not understand that, and they automatically think about America first before they think about ancient Egypt, okay? Now, knowing that in Deuteronomy, it says that we shall be sent in Egypt again, meaning bondage again, but by ships. Yes, it's a similar Egypt. It also calls it spiritually Egypt in Revelations, okay? I think 11th chapter, okay, talks about Babylon, aka America, being spiritually Egypt. So we know it's similar because the Lord brought us in Egypt again, okay? But let's get to the details of this and break down the confusion. Let's start at Genesis chapter 15, starting verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So right away, the average Israelite thinks it's talking about America, okay? They totally skip Egypt, because when this is being said to Abraham, which at the time name was Abram, okay, us being in Egypt has not happened yet, man. That was for to come. So this prophecy being spoken right now, what I'm reading, the first thing you have to think about in the scriptures is Egypt, okay? You can't get confused because we were there in Egypt for 430 years and think that's not talking about the 400-year prophecy, because Jake had no problems for the first 30 years being in the land of Egypt. That wasn't in captivity. If you read the story of Joseph, all right, Jacob and his brothers came and they were given favor because Joseph had favor with the Pharaoh at that time. But when that Pharaoh went down and another Pharaoh rose, that's when he started to entreat evil upon Israel, man, and put them in that captivity. Then from there was 400 years. So they were in Egypt for 430 years, but they were in captivity and treated evil for 400, which would fulfill this prophecy that I'm reading. Verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. So right away you think, oh man, he's going to judge America, okay, and that great substance is the kingdom of heaven. No, the kingdom of heaven is eternal life, man, okay? That's beyond a great substance. We're going to receive eternal life, man, new bodies, we're going to be perfect. So that's different than just coming out with a substance from your land of captivity. Now let's go to what that substance is so we get an understanding. Let's get to the point. Exodus chapter 12, we're going to start at verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. Why is that? Because all the plagues was hitting Egypt, man. Okay? People were dropping dead. The sons were dropping dead. You know. So they were terrified. They said, man, hey, get away from me, man. So these plagues will stop. It says, for they said, we be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading thorough being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. So that's how they came out with great substance, man. They had gold and silver, like I read, man, that the Egyptians gave to them, because Yahweh put the spirit on the Egyptians to give to Jake, okay, to be able to fulfill the prophecy that you read in Genesis. Let's go back. Verse 14, chapter 15. And also that nation whom they shall serve, talking about the Egyptians, will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. So Exodus 12, verse 35, that's where you get your answer of the great substance. It's not talking about the kingdom of heaven. Okay. Also, when you think about it, you know that the Egyptians gave them a lot. They gave them a lot because they were terrified, man, and they want those plagues to stop. So they was willing to give up a lot of substance for their life to be spared, man, so that wrath can cease, okay, on their nation. That's why in the wilderness, after the split sea, Israel were building gold calves and all those things, man. Yeah, they had enough gold to build a big old idol, man. So they had substance, okay? Now, another point, when you read Acts chapter 7, starting at verse 6, it goes into the same thing. So in other words, you might think of the one in Genesis, if you do believe it's talking about Egypt, then you say, well, okay, well, the one in Acts got to be talking about America. No, they're both talking about Egypt. The one in Acts is just going back to America, man. It's referencing back. So let's start at Acts chapter 7, verse 6. And Yahweh spoke on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge. Saying the same thing, said Yahweh. And after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. You keep reading, it says, and he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begot Isaac. So it's going right back to when Abraham was named Abram in Genesis 15 chapter. All it's doing is going right back. So it says, and so Abraham begot Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot the 12 patriarchs, the 12 tribes. And the patriarchs moved with envy, sold Joseph into Egypt, but Yahweh was with him. Right, verse 10. And delivered him out of all the afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. So that's when Israel had favor through Joseph. Because eventually, after the other brothers had envy against Joseph and sold him, Jake needed Joseph, man. Okay, overall. Why? Because of the famine. Yahweh purposes so. So like I said earlier, they got favor through Joseph having favor, man, and being governor, okay, in Egypt. It's simple as that. Now, before I close up, I will say this. We hope 2019 is the end, man. Okay? We hope so. All right? I will be happy. But when you go to break this down, you have to break it down the right way. Okay? We understand that we are in Egypt again. Okay? This is spiritually Egypt. But we don't know the exact years. It tells you don't know the time. Okay? The day. So we don't know the exact years. But it could very well happen in 2019. Okay? But think about 10 years ago in 2008. If you came to a brother and said, hey man, that 400-year prophecy is coming to pass, man. 2019, I'm gonna look at you crazy, man. That guy's supposed to look at you crazy like, hold up, man. We want it to happen this year. What you talking about 2019? But now that we're approaching 2019, hell yeah, we hope it happened, man. Okay? It's simple as that. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kudash. Forgive me the spirit to do this video. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to Yaakam right there that's in the truth and sincerity. Shalom.